Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man. As promised, I have a laundry soap, homemade laundry soap. For several years, I have bought Zote soap. I just get it at Walmart. It's a bar of cold processed soap that is meant to be used in the laundry. And what I've done is taken that 14-ounce bar of soap, approximately this size, a little bit smaller, and I shred the whole thing up just using a typical cheese grater, and I mix it with some washing soda and about 5 gallons of water, and I have 5 gallons of extremely expensive, very good working laundry soap. I decided I wanted to try my own. So I read the ingredients on the Zote soap, and the oils are tallow and coconut oil. I don't know the percentages, so I just did both. I did 50% tallow, 50% coconut. And that's what I ended up with here. The tallow is what I ended up using myself. Truth is, folks, I didn't go get the fat at the butcher and cut it up and cook it and cook it and cook it. It's fat drained off of ground beef. Now, it took several times, of course. This particular loaf, this is half of it. I've already cut it in half. It had 13.2 ounces of tallow and 13.2 ounces of coconut oil. I used a 0% super fat because I don't want all those extra fats in my clothing. I don't need it. I want a very strong soap, so I used 0% super fat. This is just a plain white bar. There's no color in it. There's no scent in it. My clothes don't care if it looks pretty or if it smells pretty. That's not what's important. Now, this is half of it. It actually took a little bit less, so I went ahead and measured it out. I ended up getting 14 and a half of it. I can already tell that this is a good soap because I've told you before I use my soap for other things such as doing the dishes. I took a bar about this size, cut it in half, chopped it up, dissolved it in a quart of hot water here. I'm going to wash my dishes with this evening. Now you see it's sort of gelled like that. I don't know if you can see it in the video or not, but it's sort of thick. That comes from the tallow, and that's what I want in this. I'm wanting it to thicken up. Now here's another one. This is just my regular soap, just bits and pieces. I'm going to use it in the dishes, so it doesn't matter that it's not pretty. It stays completely liquid, even though it has a high percentage of coconut oil. I don't really want it liquidy like this for my laundry. I want it, to be semi-thick. Now, when I make this, even when I use the Zote soap, it's sort of gelatinous. It's liquid, but it's sort of a thick gelatinous. But once you mix it in the water in your washer, it's going to completely dissolve. It makes a really great soap, and I'm pretty sure this is going to as well. So, bottom line is, I've gone ahead and taken my 14 ounces by weight of this soap, used my cheese grater, and grated it down. I'm ready to mix it. Here I've got a 5-gallon paint bucket. I'm not sure if you can see that in there, not with the lighting in here. There, I think maybe you can. It's all shredded up, ready to go. I have a pot here with 2 cups of washing soda mixed in. That's why it looks a little frothy. And then I'm just going to start putting hot water in and I'm going to mix it up. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole process. You don't want to sit here and watch this, and I don't blame you. I just kind of wanted to get you the idea of how you can make your own very effective, very inexpensive homemade laundry soap with your cold processed soap. So that's my hot water that has the washing soda in it. And folks, this is so inexpensive. This is just so inexpensive. I'm going to let that sit for just a minute in hot water. When I get it mixed up, this is a former commercial detergent. You all have these with the cap on. I usually use about 2 caps for a top-loading washer. So I'm recycling that. The fat I already had, the tallow I already had, it would have just normally gone to waste, but I got to use it. I did have to use a little bit of lye, I had to use a little bit of coconut oil. Probably the biggest expense I have involved in this and getting 5 gallons of liquid laundry detergent is the electric it takes to heat the water. That is probably my biggest expense, truthfully. This is a very inexpensive way to make your own laundry soap. And that's already starting to melt. Now this is going to get very, very thick. It's already starting to get very, very thick. It's also getting very sudsy. Tallow soap makes amazing bubbles. A very thick bubble, but it's an extremely long-lasting bubble. If you want to use a good long-lasting lather, tallow is what you want in your soap. It's amazing how long the suds last in there. I'm going to pour a little bit more water in this. I'm not going to completely fill this tonight. Just mostly fill it with the hot water and let it sit. I'm even actually going to put the cheese grater down in the hot water and let it sit and soak the water off that, soak the soap off that. But this will completely dissolve tonight. But I just wanted to let you know and show you what options you have with your cold process soap besides using in the shower. Now to do this, let's talk just a minute. See, it's mostly full, not all the way, but mostly full. And I'll fill it up the rest of the way tomorrow. It's going to get pretty gelatinous tonight, but the rest of the hot water will break it up tonight and have it a nice consistency. Doing this soap, I had to break a couple of rules. Normally, with your cold process soap, when you want to use in the shower, you want a nice super fat so you have oils left in it. You don't want that in your clothing. That's why I chose a 0% super fat. And that also, not only do I not have extra oils in this that are going to get in my clothing, that makes this a stronger bar of soap. So it's going to do a better job cleaning my clothes. Also, you're not going to want to let this sit and do your regular cure because you're going to take this and shred it up with your cheese grater, and it's going to be a lot easier to shred if it's a soft soap. So I made this just a little over 24 hours ago. I made it a day and a half ago. So it was a whole lot easier to shred than if it had set the full 6 weeks. I don't care if the water's getting out of it because I'm dissolving in water. Also, I tried something. I actually was hoping for this. The top, if you can see it, the top looks kind of funky. I had a soap volcano, and I actually tried that. I wanted to see it really. I was expecting it. I did not let the lye water cool down. I did not let the soap cool down. I took the lye as soon as it was dissolved in the hot oils, mixed it together, got a thick trace, put it in that mold, and I was expecting a soap volcano, so I was prepared. I had it sitting in a plastic tray just in case, and sure enough, started rising up just like your hot process does when it first starts to cook. Had a soap volcano. It was really interesting, but I was expecting it, so I was prepared. So I stayed there, stirred it down, mixed it back in. So I've seen a soap volcano. It will happen if you're not careful. Another thing too, I'm going to be honest with you. Even though I just made this a day and a half ago, I had a 0% super fat. You'd think it'd be really harsh on your skin. Even right now, this passes a tongue zap test. It does not do this tongue zap. It does not zap your tongue, doesn't tingle it whatsoever. So I took one in the shower this morning, and I was pretty impressed with it. Even though it's not pretty, I was pretty impressed with this soap. So your cold process soap has so much more uses than just in the shower. I use it to wash dishes. I use the scraps to wash my car. I made a special process with 0% super fat, and that's going to make 5 gallons of very inexpensive, high-quality laundry detergents. Anyway, that's all I have. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll talk to you later.